Oh dear. Okay.
My sister and I were often playing together, and a gang of us children in the street used to play together. And we used to go up to Staunton Woods, which is a steep road where we lived, and into these woods, and we would play there. And we spent a great deal of time in the woods. So yes, I've always loved nature. I've always loved little creatures, and I've always kind of seen them having little characters. You know, that one's cute and that one's looks angry or whatever. But the woods was a place of mystery, really, because there were beautiful trees and sort of dark shadows and corners, and you felt you were in a different world. I mean, I didn't live in an industrial area, but if you did and you went to a place like the woods, it would be wonderful. Yes, it was very nice, very pleased with that.
When I was a small boy, maybe about 8 or 10, we used to go catching spiders in a big dry drain near my house. And I remember one occasion particularly when I must have disturbed a hornet's nest or a bee's nest. So I was stung by about 10 or 20 of them, and I ran home crying, and I had to be put to bed. And, I suppose my mom must have given me painkillers or whatever. Anyhow, I survived. But sometimes I used to go with a friend. And then when you catch the little spiders, they're about, half the size of your fingernail. You used to put them in a matchbox, and then you take them to school, and then you'd get your spider out and put it on the table, and the other lad would get his out, and the spiders would fight each other. So yeah, it was not very nice, but that's what we did. Yeah, spider fighting. It's called spider fighting. I don't know if the lads still do it, but yeah, it was quite well known. So that was my first memory of interaction with the animal world. There was a pond near our house. We used to walk past it and look for tadpoles, which I thought were fish. Well, maybe I remember climbing a tree once and falling on my chest. Yeah. But I only fell about 6 feet. I didn't break any bones as a child. My father built a fish pond, but it was a cement one, square or rectangular ponds with bricks covered with cement. We used to have goldfish in there. We didn't have any herons in where we lived, so the goldfish were quite safe. My father used to come out with little bits of feed for the goldfish every morning. My father also had a little myna bird in a cage. About 12 and he used to sing. I wouldn't be happy with that now, I wouldn't like to be captive. So.
One of the reasons we're in the house I'm in now, because of its nearness to the beauties of nature. The sand dunes, beautiful. The pine woods are beautiful. The river, the ocean, the sea is beautiful. Every morning I'm conscious of what a beautiful place I live in. And it's the nature of the place. I mean, people make a place as well. But because the surroundings are peaceful, and yet they can be kind of raw when you get bad weather. The thing is, I do notice, if you're in the garden, it can be very still, and then suddenly a breeze will come up, and I'll think, what's that? And it will be the tide changing, so that will cause a breeze. And then another thing I love by being here is the cry of the seagull. I associate that with a holiday, going somewhere, but it's always here, the seagull. And because I'm so close to nature, there's such beautiful birds.
Once I was kind of settled down in my 30s, Plus, there were local bird watching groups here in England, so I kind of joined them, and I went away on weekends to Scotland and all that to watch geese flying back from Iceland to Scotland to overwinter here. Oh, it was lovely. I enjoyed, although sometimes up in Scotland it can be quite cold. But yeah, even then, if you're wrapped up and you see some rare bird, you think, oh, it's flown all the way from, the Africa, or it's come all the way from Iceland or Norway or something, and it's come here for a few months to raise its chicks or something. Isn't that wonderful? How do they manage that? Nobody taught them how to come here. They just come, and they keep coming back every year. So it's marvelous, really. And I remember the excitement of first seeing and hearing a cuckoo. You've never seen. So it's been mostly bird watching rather than any other kind of involvement with nature. I would say I was quite ignorant about plants, really. It's only beef birds, and I can't say I'm particularly smitten on mammals or anything. I wish I'd learnt a bit more about gardening and how to recognize flowers and care for them, because they're all so beautiful, different colors.
It's a kind of thirst, I think, you have for nature. And also, when I look at the natural world, I'm amazed at the Creator. So I don't just see the tree, I see how magnificent it is in every detail, and the grass and the birds and how they all interact.
I am part of nature, yeah. Nature has an effect on me.
I'm separate from nature, though, because I think that humanity is a distinctive being from an animal in the sense that they have the ability to communicate with God, the Creator. So I don't feel I'm one of an animal world. I feel that humanity is unique. So you're very conscious of this, the conservation of nature, as well as the fact that it's there for you to enjoy. But nature is beautiful, whether it's quiet or whether it's ferocious. It's still beautiful. No, I associate you with nature, definitely.
All right, dear. Lovely to talk to you.
Ah, I do think of you a lot. Love you lots. All right, love. Have a lovely day, and I'll speak to you soon.
God bless and good night from us.